Well, the wildfires here in California have changed my plans a little bit. If you're not aware, there is a considerable portion of the state that is experiencing wildfires at an unprecedented level. And I was traveling north and hoping to wait out some of the worst of the wildfires and was hoping that they would get a handle on them and I would be able to travel up into some national forest area. But what happened was, on my way from the planning stages of deciding where I was going to travel to actually traveling, the national forest got closed down. All of them got closed down here in California. And it didn't really bother me too much at first because I figured I would just stay on the coast. I really like being on the coast, and so I figured it was just my cue to stay on the coast and stay out of the national forest, at least for the time being. But unfortunately, the wildfires have gotten much worse, and so for a couple of reasons I just decided to turn around and come back south. So I'm now back in my kind of home base of San Diego, and it's not such a terrible thing because I did have a very nice trip. I made it up to Morro Bay, kind of my little place that I wanted to get to if I could get someplace. Morro Bay is not very far from San Diego, and I figured it'd be a nice place to get to and spend some time. I would have liked to get up into the national forest up in Central California, but it just wasn't to be. There's kind of two things with that too. One, it wasn't allowed, but two, I figured even if the areas were opened back up, I wasn't quite sure if I really wanted to be in those towns and cities that were affected by the wildfires. On the one hand, probably some tourism dollars would help them, but on the other hand, maybe they don't really want outsiders in after such a traumatic experience. And so I just decided that maybe I should plan on visiting other areas instead of those kind of Central and Northern California areas that I had in mind. So like I said, I am back in San Diego, just kind of turned into my home base somehow. Not really sure how that has happened, but San Diego is a fantastic place to be. Life is easy here if you are a van dweller, and so it's just a good place to be and to kind of rest up and decide which direction I'm going to head in now, because I'm not done with traveling. At least I don't want to be done with traveling quite yet. Like, there's so many places that I'd like to see. And I don't have a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money to go out to see places, but while I have a chance, I would like to get out to see a few more places that are on my list, my big list of places to go. So like I mentioned, I had a very good trip. If you haven't been to the Central Coast of California, it's really fantastically beautiful. Much different than down here in San Diego, and so I really was liking the difference and the change and all. Maybe not quite as van friendly up there, but I saw hundreds and hundreds of people living out of vans and cars and RVs. So I just mentioned it's not quite as van friendly because pretty much every little town and city that I went in all had signs at the city limits saying that there's absolutely no sleeping in vehicles and no camping. These are signs I don't really pay attention to since they are not actually legal signs. They're not supposed to have those up by federal law, and you can look into that yourself if you're interested. But those do go against federal law, and so I just ignore those signs and go about my business. But because of all those signs, it does have a kind of unfriendly feeling toward van lifers and RVers. I think it's a little worse for people in RVs because very few places to park if you have an RV. But if you're in a van or a car, really easy place to find a place to park, and just it's easy up there. Not as easy as San Diego, but it's easy up there. So I'd encourage you to get up there and see it. And I also had a really nice time driving back. The area between Morro Bay and San Diego is really beautiful to drive through, and so I've experienced quite a nice little drive through rolling hills and all. But when I got to kind of Ventura area, I realized I really don't like driving through Los Angeles these days, and so I just decided to blast through Los Angeles quickly, and I did it at night because that's the best way to drive through LA. Just do it at night, gas up before you get into LA, and just blast through and get through it and get it done. It's the best way to do it. Don't spend any time in LA. It's not a place anybody should be now, and so especially if you live in a van or an RV. I'm happy to be back here in a place that I know. The nice thing about being in a place that you know is you don't have to do searching for things that you need. So like today, I've got to get propane, I've got to buy some groceries, I've got to do laundry, and I need to fill up my water tanks. These are all things that I know where to go to get all these things because I'm in my kind of home base of San Diego that I know really well. And this was kind of my thought about this, is that van life should be really easy. And I think for me, it's really easy. And I see people say it's really difficult and van life is hard. I don't know what you're talking about, except that if you're on the road and you're in an area that you don't really know, then you do have to search and find places to park. You've got to search out places to buy the best price of groceries, the best price of gas, the best price of propane. Laundromats are notoriously terrible, and I know there's several here in San Diego area that are really good and clean and work really well, but I don't really know that if I'm in another area, if I'm kind of out of my area that I know. And maybe that's what people are thinking about, that van life is difficult. I wouldn't say it's difficult, it just means that you have to spend a little time researching. And we've all got Google that's available on our phone in our pocket. You can pull out your phone and Google and find all those things that you need to find, and it makes it not difficult, but it makes it a little bit more time-consuming if you're out traveling, looking for supplies and things that you need. And so that's the one difference to me, is that van life is incredibly easy in places that I know, but it's maybe a little more time-consuming trying to figure out all the logistics if I'm in a place that I don't know. I would not say it's hard. Van life is not hard. Van life is easy. So that's about all I have to say today, and I just want to give a little update and chat a little bit about what I have been up to. It's been a very nice last few weeks, and I'm hoping to make a decision on where I'm going to head to next soon. I've got a little bit of bad news that may keep me in San Diego for a bit. So I've just got to wait on some testing that is going on with the van, and maybe good news, maybe bad news, but I'm stuck here for a little bit, unfortunately. But this is a really good place to be stuck, obviously, and that's kind of why I came back here, is because if I have to be stuck in one spot for a bit, it might as well be in a place that has fantastic weather all year round, and that I know, and that makes life easy for me. So that's why I came back to San Diego, just because I have to be in one spot for a bit, and it might as well be in a place that makes life especially easy for me. So that's why I'm here, and hopefully I can get the testing on the van done quickly and I can get out of here. But in the meantime, I am enjoying being at the ocean, beautiful weather, sunny skies, and making the best of it. So that's about all I have to say for now. Boring little chat video here for you, but catching you up to what I am up to, and I hope everybody is doing well. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.